He has a leading role as 3 in the science fiction drama Dark Matter. Please welcome Canadian actor Anthony Lemke. Good morning.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's great to have you here. I did a little bit of reading, and it seems that you weren't an actor in the beginning. It seems that you were a lawyer.
Yes, Google. In fact, in the beginning, I was an actor. I had been on a number of series and miniseries, RoboCop, Queen of Swords, and I'd done a bunch of stuff prior to going to law school. I went to law school in my early 30s, moved to Montreal, stayed there for a whole bunch of years, and then when law school was over, the sort of like the Friday before I was to start articles, that kind of thing, I went back to acting.
Yeah, because your passion's then been acting.
Well, you know, my first daughter had been born, and it's funny, you look her in the eyes, and I just thought, no, I got to do what I really love. And I loved law; it was great, but it wasn't a calling. And I felt really fortunate that I had been able to make a career in acting. And I thought, no, and I'd acted my way all the way through law school to pay my bills in law school. So I just said, no, I'll go back to that.
You're one of those unique actors as well that can speak both in English and French because you grew up in Ottawa.
Well, yeah, grew up in Ottawa, went to French immersion school. In fact, I was one of the first cohort in my neighborhood. My brother, who's 3 years older than me, didn't have the opportunity, so I was sent to French immersion. He went to English, and it's funny, you know, in the end, he went out to Calgary, and I ended up going to Montreal for a good chunk of my life before coming back here for Dark Matter and The Listener. And yeah, it's funny, just that one little act sort of sent us in 2 very different directions.
Yeah, and the direction right now with Dark Matter, it's the 2nd season.
Yep.
Tell me a little bit about it. You're 3 is the name of the character.
Yeah, my character's name is 3. All our characters in the show are named after the order in which we woke up from stasis with our memories wiped, and that's the first season. The big challenge is for us to find out who we are. Are we the good guys? Are we the bad guys? And it turns out we're the bad guys. And then it's about trying to stay alive. Who are our friends? Who are our enemies? And do we really want to be the bad guys? And because we don't have our memories, we don't ever get them back. And by the end of the first season, we end up in a pretty dire predicament. We are betrayed, and we start the 2nd season basically in the clink, and we got to figure out a way of moving forward from there. So
yeah. So how do your daughters like you being the bad guy?
They love it, actually.
Yeah.
I do watch the show with them. I watch it sometimes. I live tweet it, and they get to stay up on the Saturday night with me and watch a show. I know which shows are kind of inappropriate and which ones are more appropriate, and they've been on set and they've met all the actors, and they kind of know that the gore and the violence or whatever, the sword fights and the gun fights are not real. So
you're loving it. Then I have to mention too, you're an Ottawa Sens fan.
Big Sens fan. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So coming up this season, you know, Leafs are looking good.
Yeah, the Leafs are looking good. The Sens had a pretty rough go of it there last year. Expectations were pretty high after the glorious run at the end of the previous season, and yeah, I think we were all pretty disappointed, but some big changes in the offseason, so hope springs eternal. I'm starting to sound like a Leafs fan. Yeah,
well, because you're living in Prince Edward County, you're almost in the halfway point. So
I am, yeah. I'm in the 613, technically, man. It's legit.
You can jump on the bandwagon of the 416 and number 5.
No way, man. As a Sens fan, it's in your DNA. You can't jump on that bandwagon.
Once again, it's a pleasure having you here this morning.
Thanks a lot.
Dark Matter airs on July 1st, so make sure you catch it. If it's the 2nd season, it's a great meeting you.
Yeah,
awesome.
Thanks. All the best.
Yourself as well.